Hi everyone. So I am back to setting now a little challenge for our Upholland seniors, who, like our juniors, we miss, and we are hoping, fingers crossed, that we will get to see you all again really soon. But in the meantime, I think it's important that we all stay focused and connected. And my job during our first week of our lockdown calendar is to present you all with a musical theatre performing arts challenge, which I'd like you to try to complete this week and send it in to us at submit@artcentre.co.uk. And I will give you some feedback next week. We'll show some of what you've sent in, and I will set you a new challenge. The idea is for us all to, as I say, stay focused and stay on task, and hopefully when we do resume our sessions, we've got some really good work to build on. So the challenge is as follows. Everyone at home has a smartphone. Nobody is better at using a smartphone than seniors, than teenagers. They are lots of them. We've had this discussion before. They are on their phones more than anything, which is largely a bad thing. But in this case, we want you to use your mobile phone and put it to good use. So if you remember, before we had to stop, we were looking at the musical 13, a very topical musical, and one that we were looking at stereotypes. And we looked at the 6 stereotypes within the show, or some of the stereotypes within the show, and we were building on actually asking you to come up with some of your own stereotypes, which was hilarious to say the least. Some that I've never ever heard of before. So what we want you to do this week, a really simple challenge, is to look at some of the stereotypes within the show, if you remember us doing that in session, and actually to recreate an image of yourself, so a selfie. Yes, I'm giving you some homework to take selfies, which is, it seems like a dream scenario. But I want you to create 6 different images. And on each of those images, I want you to be a different stereotype. So I want the focus very much to be about facial expression and body language. I'm going to test your ability to create a photograph, whether that's as a selfie, so holding the camera, or whether that be that you're putting it on a timer or whatever, or even getting one of your brothers or sisters or even parents to actually take the image. All of those things are fine. But what we want you to do is to recreate 6 different images of stereotypes. But one of those I want to be you. Okay, so you as normal. Not stereotypical, just you. Don't filter it, don't put any filters on anything, don't put dog noses on it or cat ears or anything like that. Try to be as normal as you want. If you're miserable and you're always miserable, that's fine. Just take a miserable photograph. If you're normally smiley, and some of you are always normally smiley, then again, take a really smiley photograph. So that is the you in the image. And then we want 5 other images that explore those stereotypes. So if you remember, one of them was Mean Girls, which the boys don't have to do, but if I remember the session when we did this, the boys were brilliant at doing the Mean Girls. So the Populars, the Mean Girls, one of those. The Goths, okay, so they mentioned the Goths in the show as well, and we had some really funny moments of that. We had the Jocks, okay, so the sporty ones. We call them, we don't call them jocks in this country, but in the show, they're referred to as the Jocks. We had the Stoners. Okay, so that's not me encouraging you in any possible way to smoke. But we had some hilarious results of the Stoners, and the other one was you can kind of do both of these or one or the other. So we had the nerds or the geeks, and we also had the preppies as well. Okay, so have a look into those. Excuse me. So the idea is for you to send in those images, create them yourselves. If you want to add some costume and add some props, absolutely fantastic. Okay, and then we'll put it all together and we'll create a collage of each of these stereotypical groups. Okay, so a nice and easy challenge for you to kick off the first week of our lockdown challenges, but to keep you very specifically on task in terms of our performing arts project. Okay, so send them in to us, submit at artcentre.co.uk, and as I say, we'll provide some feedback of those next week, and I'll set you another challenge. Okay, so stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next week.